Everything you desire already exists, not in the world you see, but in the realm of imagination. The only barrier between you and its manifestation is feeling. Feeling is the secret, the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the intangible and the tangible. It is not enough to think of what you desire. You must feel as though it is already yours. Thought without feeling is powerless, but the moment you charge it with emotion, it takes on life and begins to shape your reality. Look around you. Your current life is nothing more than a reflection of your past feelings. Every circumstance, every event, every person you encounter is simply a projection of the state you have embodied within. The world is not happening to you, it is happening through you. If you wish to change anything, do not fight the shadow, change the light from which it is cast. That light is your inner feeling. To feel is to be. You do not attract what you want, you manifest what you are. If you feel poor, no amount of wishing for wealth will make a difference. If you feel unloved, no desperate grasping for affection will bring true love into your life. The outer world can only echo the vibration of your inner state. The moment you embody the feeling of already having what you desire, reality must shift to accommodate it. It is law. Many believe that effort, struggle, or external actions are the key to success. But all action is secondary. The primary cause of all experience is feeling. A man may work tirelessly toward his goal, but if he carries within him the feeling of failure, the outer world will meet him with obstacles, delays, and disappointments. Another man who moves with the inner conviction that his success is inevitable will find doors opening where there were none before. His feeling calls forth the conditions necessary for its expression. This is not about mere positive thinking. You may tell yourself 1,000 times that you are wealthy, but if deep within you still feel lack, your words are empty. True change comes when you assume the state of already having what you desire. Not in the future, not someday, but now. You must feel it as real in this present moment. How do you do this? Enter the scene in your imagination. See yourself as you would be if your desire were already fulfilled. But more than seeing, feel it. What does it feel like to have what you want? How does the world look through the eyes of one who already possesses it? Sink into this feeling so deeply that it becomes your natural state. The world outside may not yet reflect it, but it does not matter. It must conform in time. Feeling is the substance of creation. It is the cause behind every effect you see. There is no power greater than the ability to feel yourself into any state you desire. The world is clay, and feeling is the hand that molds it. The world you see before you is not solid, fixed, or independent of your mind. It is the projection of your own consciousness, shaped and molded by the images you hold within. Everything you've ever experienced, every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, and every defeat first existed as an unseen reality in the realm of imagination before taking form in the physical world. Imagination is not a mere faculty of the mind. It is the creative force that governs all experience. It is the blueprint from which reality is constructed. What you imagine with conviction will harden into fact, for the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of the inner world. The thoughts you repeatedly dwell upon, the mental pictures you accept as true, and most importantly, the feelings you associate with these images, all of these combine to dictate the circumstances of your life. You may believe that the world operates independently of you, that events unfold by chance, or that success and failure are determined by external forces. But if you examine your past, you will see a pattern, a direct correspondence between what you once imagined and what later came to pass. Perhaps you once feared a certain outcome, worried about it, entertained it in your mind repeatedly, and then found it materializing in your life. Or perhaps you longed for something, envisioned it clearly, felt it deeply, and then saw it come to fruition. This is not coincidence, it is law. Imagination creates reality, not sometimes, not occasionally, but always. The world responds without fail to the images held in mind with feeling. Every invention, every work of art, every towering structure was first conceived in imagination before it became visible. The same principle applies to the events of your life. Whether you realize it or not, you are imagining your future into being at every moment. And the question then is not whether imagination works, but whether you are using it consciously or unconsciously. If you do not direct your imagination deliberately, it will be shaped by old beliefs, fears, and habitual thoughts, producing a reality that feels repetitive and unchangeable. But the moment you take control, the moment you decide to imagine and feel only that which is in harmony with your desires, your world will begin to shift accordingly. To create deliberately, you must enter into the state of the wish fulfilled. Do not merely think of what you want. Step into the scene in your imagination and experience it as real. See through the eyes of the person who already possesses it. Hear the sounds, touch the textures, smell the air of that reality. Above all, feel the deep inner conviction that it is done. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you impress upon it and sets the world in motion to bring it to pass. Nothing is impossible to the one who knows the creative power of imagination and dares to use it deliberately. There is no power in wishing, no force in hoping, no transformation in merely wanting. The only way to bring forth the reality you desire is to assume it is already yours. To live in the end is to abandon the present conditions, not by physical force or external effort, but by shifting your consciousness into the fulfillment of your desire. You must think from the state of your wish fulfilled, not of it as something distant or unattainable. The world outside may contradict your assumption. The senses may insist that nothing has changed, that your current reality is fixed and unmovable. But if you persist in living in the end, if you refuse to be swayed by appearances, the world must eventually conform. The law is simple. What you occupy within, you will express without. If you dwell in the feeling of already being the person you wish to be, soon the world will mirror that assumption. Most live in a state of waiting. They wait for circumstances to change, for opportunities to arise, for external validation before they allow themselves to feel successful, loved, or fulfilled. But this is moving in reverse. The world does not give you the feeling. You must become the feeling first. If you wish to be wealthy, feel the security, confidence, and freedom that wealth brings now before a single dollar appears. If you desire love, feel cherished and adored now before any person arrives. You do not wait for reality to confirm your new state. You confirm it yourself by living in it mentally and emotionally. To live in the end is to make the present moment irrelevant. You do not argue with facts, fight with conditions, or struggle against appearances. You simply withdraw your attention from them and move inward to the place where your desire is already a reality. You hear only what you wish to hear. You see only what you wish to see. You accept only what aligns with your assumption. This is not self-deception. It is the only true way to create. The world follows imagination, not the other way around. Those who live in the end are unmoved by delays, unaffected by obstacles, untouched by doubt. They know that their assumption, if persisted in, must externalize. They do not seek signs or confirmations, for they are the sign themselves. The feeling of certainty is their proof. They have shifted their inner world, and they know the outer must obey. This is not passive dreaming. It is the highest form of action. To assume the state of the wish fulfilled and to remain in it despite all appearances is the work required. It is not about effort, struggle, or force. It is about conviction. The moment you fully accept that your desire is already yours, the need to chase, to strive, to worry disappears. You have it, and because you have it, it will become visible. Your life is not shaped by luck, fate, or random circumstances. It is governed by the state you occupy within. The world you experience is nothing more than the outpicturing of your inner consciousness. What you consistently feel and accept as true determines the people you meet, the opportunities that arise, and the events that unfold. You do not attract what you want, you manifest what you are. A state is more than a passing mood or a fleeting emotion. It is a deep, abiding sense of being. It is the lens through which you see the world, the foundation upon which all your thoughts, feelings, and reactions rest. A man who dwells in the state of lack will see evidence of scarcity everywhere, no matter how much money he may temporarily possess. A person who resides in the state of failure will encounter endless obstacles regardless of the effort they exert. The outer world always conforms to the dominant state within. Most people attempt to change their lives by altering external conditions, never realizing that every condition is merely a reflection of an internal state. They struggle to force circumstances into alignment with their desires, exhausting themselves in the process, unaware that true change can only come from within. The moment a new state is assumed, fully and completely, the world begins to shift to match it. No force, no struggle, no effort is needed beyond the assumption itself. If you wish to change your life, you must first change the state you occupy. This is done not by wishing or hoping, but by feeling yourself into the desired state. You must move in imagination to the place where your desire is already fulfilled, and live from that place mentally and emotionally. It does not matter what your current reality looks like. It is only the shadow of a past state. The moment you assume a new state, the world begins to rearrange itself to reflect it. This is why two people in the same circumstances can have completely different experiences. One sees opportunity where the other sees limitation. One finds love where the other finds rejection. It is never the world itself that dictates their experience. It is their state of being. The man who sees only failure may believe the world is against him, but in truth he is simply locked in a state that produces failure. The moment he shifts inwardly, the outer world must respond accordingly. You are free to occupy any state at any moment. No one can hold you in a state except yourself. The question is not whether you are manifesting, for you are always manifesting. The only question is, which state are you manifesting from? To dwell in the state of your wish fulfilled is to guarantee its expression. To persist in an undesired state is to ensure its continuation. The power is yours always and completely, and the state you assume will dictate every aspect of your life. The past is not fixed, nor is it beyond your control. What you remember, you recreate, and what you recreate, you continue to experience. Every event in your life, no matter how distant, still exists as a living reality within your consciousness. If an experience is painful, limiting, or filled with regret, it does not have to remain so. Through the power of revision, you can change the meaning, feeling, and the essence of your past, thereby altering its influence on your present and future. Revision is not about denying what happened or pretending that events unfolded differently in the physical world. It's about transforming your inner experience of those events. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It accepts whatever you impress upon it as fact, and it faithfully projects that assumption into your external reality. When you revise an event, you rewrite its emotional impact and dissolve its limiting power over you. Each night, as you reflect on the day, there may be moments that did not unfold as you wished, words spoken in haste, missed opportunities, disappointments, or frustrations. Instead of accepting them as unchangeable, enter into your imagination and relive them as you wish they had happened. See the scene play out differently. Hear the words you wanted to hear. Feel the satisfaction of events aligning perfectly. As you do this, you impress a new memory upon the subconscious, and the outer world must shift to reflect this inner change. The effects of revision do not stay confined to the past. They ripple forward, altering the sequence of events that follow. A revised memory is a revised state of being, and since your state dictates your life, you will find that circumstances begin to adjust accordingly. People who once treated you poorly may suddenly act with kindness. Situations that seemed hopeless may resolve themselves in ways you never imagined. A limitation you believed was rooted in the past will dissolve as if it never existed. You are not bound by yesterday's mistakes, nor are you at the mercy of past traumas. Every event in your life exists only as a record in your consciousness, and records can be rewritten. Even long-standing difficulties, ingrained fears, and deeply held resentments can be undone through the power of revision. The key is to feel the new memory as real. It is not enough to visualize it mechanically. You must experience it with full conviction, as if it had truly happened that way. The deeper the feeling, the more profound the transformation. The world will tell you that the past cannot be changed, but the world is only a reflection of your inner assumptions. The moment you revise an event in your consciousness, the past as you knew it ceases to exist. What was once a source of pain becomes a source of strength. What once seemed irreversible becomes fluid and flexible. The past bends to the present moment, and the future unfolds in harmony with the new reality you have created. Faith is not belief in something that may come to pass. It is the absolute certainty that what is unseen is already real. It is the unwavering loyalty to an inner reality regardless of what the senses report. The world may contradict your assumption. Circumstances may appear unchanged, and logic may argue against your desires. But faith remains steadfast, knowing that the unseen must become seen. To have faith is to trust in the reality of your imagination more than the evidence of your senses. It is to walk in the conviction that what you have assumed to be true is already accomplished, even before any physical proof appears. Those who lack faith look to the world for validation, seeking signs before they believe. But faith does not wait for confirmation. It creates confirmation. The moment you persist in the assumption of your wish fulfilled, the world begins to rearrange itself to match that assumption. Faith is not passive. It is the most powerful action one can take. It is the ability to remain loyal to the unseen reality despite all appearances. When you assume a state and dwell in it as though it were already true, you are exercising faith. You are demonstrating your refusal to be bound by what currently exists, knowing that what you feel within must externalize. Every great achievement, every remarkable transformation, every miraculous change was first held in the unseen before it became visible. Doubt is the opposite of faith, and doubt arises when you give more attention to what is rather than what will be. The moment you question whether your desire will manifest, you divide your loyalty between the seen and the unseen, weakening your power. Faith does not waver. It does not entertain the idea of failure. It remains fixed in the conviction that what is imagined is as real as what is tangible. Many fail because they shift between faith and doubt, moving in and out of their assumption. One moment they claim their desire as already theirs. The next they question its reality because their senses do not confirm it. But faith is persistence. It is holding to the assumption until it hardens into fact. The delay between assumption and manifestation is not a test of patience, but a measure of your faith. If you truly know something is yours, you do not question when or how it will arrive. You simply live in the feeling of already possessing it. Faith is the unseen force that shapes reality. It is the bridge between imagination and manifestation, the invisible current that carries desires into form. To live by faith is to live with certainty, to see beyond appearances, and to remain unwavering in your assumption. The unseen is not a possibility. It is a reality waiting to be realized. The only question is whether you will remain loyal to it until it becomes visible. Everything in life is shaped by your inner world. Your imagination creates reality. Your feelings determine what manifests. Your state dictates your life, and faith is the unwavering loyalty to the unseen. The past is not fixed. It can be revised, and the future is not uncertain. It is molded by the assumptions you hold today. To live in the end is to claim your desires as already fulfilled, knowing that the world must conform to your inner conviction. There is no power outside of you greater than the power within. Assume the best, persist in it, and reality will follow.